It wouldn't be a video game conference if the House of Mario didn't throw in their 2 cents. Let's get started. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Hello everybody, welcome to Thumb Together. My name is Andrew Fantasia, and today we'll be talking about Nintendo's Nintendo Direct / conference. I can't really call it a conference because they weren't there, but the Nintendo Direct that shot out into the stratosphere for E3. That's what we're looking at today. I did my recap of Microsoft, I did my recap of Ubisoft, but now it's Nintendo's turn to sit in the hot seat on Andrew's quest to be impressed. Of course, that's the label that we've slapped on this little E3 trilogy because I am very hard to impress when it comes to video games. You know what a grumpy SOB I can be. If you don't know, watch the other 2 videos and you know exactly what I mean. So let's talk about Nintendo really quickly. Bullet point thoughts about what their Nintendo Direct had to offer. Can I be impressed by something? I sure as hell hope so. Here we go. So first things first, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, they announced some more characters. They announced the hero from Dragon Quest, and they announced Banjo-Kazooie. Okay, if you don't hate me already, get ready to do so in 3, 2, 1. I don't like Super Smash Bros. I'm sorry, I don't. I just, you know what? No, I'm not even going to apologize. I'm not sorry. I don't like Super Smash Bros. I don't. There's nothing in that game that appeals to me, really. It's just a mess of button mashing and people flying off ledges. I don't care for it at all. So if you like Smash Brothers, great. That's awesome. Have fun. You now have the option to play as the hero from Dragon Quest and Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie, I really liked those games. I hope we see more Banjo-Kazooie games in the future. That's what I want. Make another Banjo-Kazooie, Nintendo. I'd be all over that shit. Speaking of Dragon Quest 11 is coming to the Switch in September. A lot of the reveals during Nintendo's Direct here were just sort of like, hey, you know that game that you really like that's not on the Switch? Well, it's coming to the Switch now. That seems to be the trend with Nintendo. They love announcing that you can now play third-party titles on the Switch, which is great. Dragon Quest 11 looks like something I might actually maybe consider checking out when it's not full price, when it's on sale, because I heard it's huge. I hear Dragon Quest 11 is massive, that you can pour hundreds of hours into it. If anybody out there has played Dragon Quest 11, let me know if that is the case, because if that is the case, I'll be a happy camper. Luigi's Mansion 3. Okay, so this is interesting, but here's the deal. They showed us some gameplay, some new moves, which are cool, and you got the Gooigi thing going on. I like that. It looks very similar in scale to Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was a medium-sized game, considering it was on Nintendo DS. Like, you expect DS games to be small. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was smallish. What they showed us still looks that small. And that would be fine if it was on DS again, but if it's on the Switch, no. If it's on the Switch, that game better be massive. That game better be the size of like a Mario Galaxy. Otherwise, what are you doing? So I'm hoping and praying that Luigi's Mansion 3 is just ginormous and we only saw the tip of the iceberg. That's all. So I'm tentatively excited, but not super excited yet. I still love Luigi, though. Luigi, you're my boy. The Dark Crystal Tactics. You got Dark Crystal characters, and they're doing tactics. There's a new Dark Crystal show coming out soon, so it works. Brand synergy, you gotta love that. Am I gonna play this? You know what? I don't know. I love tactics RPGs. One of my favorite games ever made, period, is a little game on the Sega Genesis called Shining Force. And that's tactical goodness, baby. So if this can provide that, plus with Dark Crystal goodness, maybe I'll be on board. I'm not a huge fan of the Dark Crystal movie, but if I like the show, boom, baby. You got me. We saw another little trailer for Link's Awakening HD, and this time we saw some gameplay. This looks beautiful. I never had a Game Boy growing up, so the only way I was ever able to play Link's Awakening was about 10 years ago on an emulator. So I'm very pleased to be able to turn on my Switch and play a gorgeous, full-color HD version of Link's Awakening. That is something I'm really looking forward to, and I hope, if it does well enough, Nintendo makes HD remakes of like the Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages and Minish Cap and all those, because I'd never had a handheld, so I want to be able to play those great Zelda games on my big screen. Trials of Mana. I've never played Secret of Mana because I didn't have an SNES growing up, but I hear great things about it, so Trials of Mana should probably be just as great. The logo looks like the same logo they use for Final Fantasy, so I don't know what's going on there. Copyright infringement, but if you like Trials of Mana, there you go. Fire Emblem is a game I've been looking forward to for a long time. I mentioned I love tactics, and Fire Emblem's all about the tactics. It's coming out on July 26th. I was excited last year when they announced it. I'm still as excited as I was last year for Fire Emblem Three Houses, so bring it on. No More Heroes 3. Okay, let me preface this by saying I have never played a No More Heroes game, so I don't know, if this is the case throughout this whole trilogy, but the character that we saw there, Travis Touchdown, the guy who is narrating this trailer, had the most obnoxious, trying hard to be funny dialogue I have heard in a long time. And not only was he trying hard to be funny, it sounded like, because, these are Nintendo games, they're clearly made in Japan, it sounded like he was trying hard to be American funny. Western funny. Literally, like, he walks out of his house and he's like, "Is it the 4th of July? Or is the Empire striking back? Looks like we're being invaded by some really bad dudes. Groovy." Oh, that hurt. That was so bad it hurt. It hurt me. It was like when you bite into something that's so sweet and it hurts your teeth. That's what that was. It was trying so hard to be Western funny that it actually physically hurt. Pass. Especially if the whole game is going to be comments like that coming out of that guy's mouth. Maybe I'll play it on mute. Contra Rogue Core. Okay, this looks like an interesting game, but I gotta be real, it looks absolutely nothing like Contra. But okay, there's another Contra game. There's another great Nintendo franchise that has just been dying. Bring it back, make more Contras. I like they're having that Contra Anniversary Collection come out soon. So, there's a thing if you like old Contra, and now here's the thing if you like new Contra. Fine, but I probably won't play Rogue Core, because it doesn't look like Contra. Daemon X Machina. Oh god, no. Pass. It's just anime people in mech suits yelling and saying things like, "Oh, this is the ultimate battle!" Ah! No. No, thank you. No. Panzer Dragoon. I remember on the OG Xbox when there was a Panzer Dragoon game coming out, and it was like the talk of the town. Everybody was going ballistic that Panzer Dragoon Orta was the thing. And I looked it up. I'm like, what's going on here? And it's literally you're just flying on a dragon shooting at things. And I'm like, this feels like a game that I would, play on a phone when I'm bored. I'm not going to pay $90 for that. No. Next. Astral Chains. Okay, I remember we saw something about Astral Chains. I think it was back at PAX or something. But Nintendo's been hyping this for a little while. Maybe in an old direct. Something about you're fighting monsters, but you've got a chain. And you can command the monsters. It looks crazy, as most Japanese games tend to look. They gave us a release date for August 30th. Probably not gonna buy it, but I'm happy to see that Nintendo is putting some chips down on new potential franchises. That's always a plus. So even though I'm not going to buy Astral Chains, I wish it all the best of luck. Empire of Sin. I don't know what I just saw. I don't know what I just saw. So, pass. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming out July 19th. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 is one of those games that I played way too much to an unhealthy degree because guess what? It's a big, huge game with tons of stuff to collect and unlock. And I love that shit. I love collecting and unlocking things. And Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, I could get like 4 different alternate suits for each character, like 20 different powers for each character. Oh my god, that game was so much fun. Ultimate Alliance 3 looks, just aesthetically speaking, looks cheaper. Ultimate Alliance 1 had more realistic-esque graphics, whereas this one looks like it's going way more cartoony in the graphics department, so it looks cheaper, but as long as the gameplay is just as fun, if not more fun, count me in. Cadence of Hyrule. I have no idea what to make of this. The way the graphics look, though, it looks like a homebrew game that somebody made in their college dorm. Pass. Animal Crossing New Horizons was given a release date of March 2020. I've never played an Animal Crossing in my life. I don't know what the animals are doing and why they have to cross from one point or another. I have no idea what's going on. I know there's a raccoon and I think he extorts you for money. I think he's like a mob boss. Is that what's happening? Like you owe the raccoon money and if you don't pay him, he breaks your kneecaps? I don't know. I legitimately am curious. I don't know. People love Animal Crossing. I have a friend, a fan from Rebel Scum Podcast. You can follow on Instagram. I Eat Tacos is his name. I'm going to give a shout out to you, I Eat Tacos. One of the funniest human beings on the planet. I Eat Tacos is a big fan of Animal Crossing. I see a lot of Animal Crossing stuff on his Instagram page. So I'm happy that I Eat Tacos is going to be happy. I'm happy that fans of Animal Crossing are going to be happy. Personally, I just have no idea what is going on when I see it, but it looks cute. I mean, the girl's on an island building huts on this island, and she's apparently going to have a new horizon. So that's always fun. Last but not least, actually, in my opinion, last but most, Zelda Breath of the Wild is getting a sequel. Now, does this impress me? Remember, this is called Quest to be Impressed. Did this reveal impress me? And the answer is no. And the reason it didn't is because we don't have anything but an announcement. We don't have gameplay footage. We don't have a release date. We don't have a release year. We don't even have a title. We just have some really beautiful, creepy shots of Link and Zelda exploring some chamber, and then a thing saying, the next Legend of Zelda is in development. Well, yeah, I should hope it is. I have been assuming that the next Legend of Zelda is in development for quite some time. In fact, ever since Breath of the Wild came out, if you hop onto the Wikipedia page or onto like Kotaku or something and you look up Zelda games, you'll see clear as day in black and white the creators of Zelda, the people at Nintendo, are saying the next game is already in development. So that is not news. To tell us that, yes, you're developing Zelda, that is not news. That does not excite or impress me. All it does is make it a little bit more real. But that's it. Like, just saying it's in development, that could mean anything. That could mean that they're just like, hey, I drew what the new treasure chests might look like. What do you think? Nah, needs more work. Back to the drawing board. It could be that early on. We might not see this game for 8 years. And that does not excite or impress me. That just annoys me. So I love the idea of getting a Breath of the Wild sequel, especially because we haven't had a direct sequel in Zelda in consoles. Let me rephrase that. On consoles, because again, don't do handhelds. So I haven't had a direct sequel console Zelda game since Majora's Mask. If this is the case, if this is a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, I am going to get out a bunch of gold and purple glow sticks and have myself a Zelda-themed rave for one right here in my apartment with nobody else. I'm going to be that happy to know that that is going to be a thing. It's probably too much to ask, but I hope this comes out like next holiday, like holiday 2020. I really hope. Maybe it's too much to ask though, but man, I want this right now. I want it in my body right now. Give me the next Zelda, please. So I'm not excited, not impressed. You told us what we already know. It's nice to see Link and Zelda again, I guess. But that's it. That's the Nintendo press conference, or the Nintendo Direct conference. It was a short one. It was really quick. All in all, when I look back at our E3 journey on our quest to be impressed, what worked, what impressed me, and the answer is Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs Legion impressed me in ways I never thought I'd be impressed by a game trailer. There were other things that were interesting, other things that were definitely not interesting. Crossfire X. But all in all, I had fun watching video game trailers, and that's what's important at the end of the day. Video games are supposed to be fun. I hope you had fun watching me blab on about how grumpy and annoyed I am with video games, because I am very, very hard to please. I know. I apologize. But hey, at least I'm saving money by not buying everything I see. Anyway, my name is Andrew Fantasia. Thank you so much for watching my recap of the Nintendo Direct and my recap of E3 2019. We had some laughs. We had some tears. Maybe. You didn't see me behind the scenes, but there were tears. I hope to see you again very, very soon. Until next time, my friends, adios.